Hey, beautiful souls, are you a student on the cusp of your counselling journey? Or maybe even a seasoned professional working for somebody else but dreaming of launching your very own private practice? If so, I would love for you to join my incredible coaching membership today. It's tailor made for therapists just like you, offering step by step support 24/7 because you know what? We're in this together. Plus, I've even got courses and CPD trainings included to help fuel your growth. I know, I love it so much, and I hope you do too. Discover the path to your dream private practice your way. Dive into the supportive community and get some quick guidance, accountability, and real connections. It's your business, and I've got your back. So join me now and make your dreams a reality. Head over to my website today. The link is in the show notes, and the membership is called Private Practice 101. I'll see you there. Bye. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. This is the first podcast for counsellors that just don't align with the traditional approaches to business and that want to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and interests to create, you guessed it, a private practice with soul. So look, leave it to me to provide you with everything you need, including strategies that you can use to increase your income, reduce your workload, and of course, increase inquiries and referrals to your beautiful soul-led private practice. I love it so much. If you haven't done it already, grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's begin. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brooklyn Storm, and it's really lovely to be back. I mean, it was a week without a podcast, but I have to say it's been quite a whirlwind of a week, and I want to fill you in because I want you to understand what it's like behind the scenes. We've got all this stuff going on with our private practice that, everyone can see, all the stuff that's on social media, all the stuff that's on our website, our emails and things like that. But don't you agree that there's a whole lot of stuff that people just don't see at all? And I want to talk about it because it rarely gets talked about. I can listen to other podcasts and they're going to tell me all kinds of bright, shiny things, but I want to tell you the truth about what it looks like because I don't want you to feel like misled or anything like that, or ripped off. Like, oh, I thought private practice was going to be great. I got my qualification, then now I can start seeing people. That's the dream, isn't it? But it's also a little bit of a myth for many of us because there's all this stuff that happens behind the scenes. So what's been happening for me is, had a massive breakthrough. I have to tell you, I may have mentioned it to you on the last episode. I'm sorry if you can hear squeaking in the background. It's Buddy. He's joining us today. He's running around. He's got school tonight, his private tuition, which I'm very happy about. But at the moment, he's all full of beans and jumping around with his squeaky toys, but that's okay. Anywho, I may have mentioned to you in a recent episode that I'd started doing some work on money mindset. I've asked my members in Private Practice 101 if they would like some support around it too. They've said yes. So I'm going to share, what I'm learning and my tools that I'm developing and creating now that are supporting me with them. If you want them, you can come over, of course. You're more than welcome. But I'll just tell you a little bit about what happened. So forgive me if I'm saying something I already mentioned, but I had a timeline therapy session about, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday the week before last. And, I was thinking, oh yeah, timeline therapy, I've studied it, I know how to do it, I do it with my clients, but you never really do these things for yourself, do you? Because it's kind of like they just don't work when you do them to yourself. But sometimes it's so helpful to have somebody else guide you through it. Anyway, I wasn't expecting much from this timeline session. But anyway, I met a coach. We had a conversation about money blocks and things like this because I think I told you, I feel like I've hit a bit of a ceiling financially, and I've plateaued. I'm at that, we speak about it in previous episodes, or we spoke about it in previous episodes about that thermostat, the financial thermostat. So if you haven't heard them, I'll just tell you quickly. There's this theory that just like you have a thermostat at home, you have one for your money as well, and many other things, but we're talking about money. Just like at home, let's say your thermostat's set to 22. Anytime the temperature falls above it, the thermostat's going to kick in, put the air conditioning on, and bring that temperature back down to 22. And anytime the temperature falls below 22, the thermostat will kick in with the heater and bring the heater up to 22. It's the same with your money. So goes the theory. If you're used to having a certain level of money, it doesn't matter how much or how little or whatever, but you've got this level, like me, it's, my glass ceiling. It doesn't matter. Like if I have a great week, like I did last week in business, something unexpected happened. I had a wonderful week financially in business, and hopefully I'm going to keep it that way now that I've had this breakthrough that I'm going to tell you about. But in the past, what would happen would be, it'd be peaks and troughs with income. It would be a really wonderful week. And what would happen is that money would somehow get spent and I'd be back to my threshold. Do you know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden, maybe that money goes on Facebook ads, or it goes on a new course, or it goes on a piece of equipment that I need, or upgrading my iPad or something. So something happens on a subconscious level that brings that surplus money, if you like, back down to that threshold. And the opposite happens when I don't hit my glass ceiling. When I don't hit my glass ceiling, I kick into action and I find ways to make sure I can pay my bills, right? I believe I'm always provided for, but I know I've also got to, it's co-creation for a reason, right? I've got to do my part, and that means putting myself out there, putting offers out there, creating products, marketing those products, all those kinds of things. So that's kind of how this glass ceiling business works. Anywho, I'd done all of this work on my money mindset, and it was still a problem. Like I was experiencing, it was so bad, I was experiencing almost symptoms of trauma around money, specifically things around, I don't know, will I have enough? Will I not have enough? My responsibilities have changed a lot in the last few years financially. So there's that as well. So I've got all this sort of extra stuff I'm trying to sort of navigate. And anyway, I booked in this appointment with this money coach, because I wanted to see if there's anything that I haven't done to try and fix this money mindset. Because I have to tell you, it's not fun having a trauma response around money when things aren't going your way, and it's a cycle I want to break. I'm 49. Come on, give me a break. So anyway, we had this conversation. She asked me some questions, I guess just trying to get a feel for the layout of the land. And then we did the thanks, buddy. Then we did the timeline therapy, and it was interesting for me to do, because I really was motivated. I was very open. I wanted an outcome from this session. So I was doing my best to be, a people pleaser. I was doing my best to be a good, coachee on the couch. And, she took me back through my money history. Then we went forward with my money future and all of this kind of stuff. And some of it was easy, some of it wasn't. Like I was trying to, think about times in my life where I'd had issues with money that I think I mentioned to you before. But then I found it difficult to think about a time in my future where I didn't have these reactions to money. I found that really difficult. And anyway, it's something that I guess stayed with me. So after that session, which was very emotional, as you can imagine, I came away from it, but I was thinking, I don't feel like it's finished yet. Like I don't feel like I got everything that I needed or wanted. And this is no reflection on the coach. This is just me thinking, when she asked me to remember these experiences, I told her these two, but maybe there are other experiences that I can't really remember that I need to remember that are causing the block, right? So it was all on me, not on my coach. And so this was like my mindset, what was going on. Now, you might also remember from a previous episode, I told you I went to the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival in Melbourne, and I met that psychic medium David Walsh, and David connected with my maternal grandfather, Victor, And it was really lovely. And so since that time, I think that was a turning point for me in terms of my belief of, um, you know, other spirits and other, I don't know, souls and things like that, guardian angels, if you like. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, what happened was there's a reason why I'm asking you to remember that is because it might be 2 days after I had that session with my coach. I was still thinking about the money and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I've been working really hard. I'm going to go and sit in the spa because, yes, the spa area is nearly finished. It's nearly finished. The pergola's up and the plants are there and all this sort of jazz. It's coming together great. There's not that much left to do. So I thought I'm going to go and enjoy it. I'm just going to go and sit in the spa. So it was the middle of the afternoon and I grabbed my towel, my water, my phone. And I thought to myself, I'm going to grab a book. And I really just wanted to read a book that was really light because I just felt like I'd been doing so much work and it was feeling like, yeah, just worky. And I wanted to read something that was going to be fun and that was going to energize me. So I thought, yeah, I'll just get one of my books off the shelf. And I was thinking I was probably going to take something by Esther and Jerry Hicks and Abraham Hicks or something by Gabby Bernstein, right? That was the frame of mind I was in. But what ended up happening was I came into my study and I looked at my bookshelf and I was scanning for these books. And then I saw a little blue book popping out. It was a very thin little book. It's not a A4 or anything like that. This is the kind of book you could read in an hour. And I just thought, yeah, this book. And I just sort of said to myself, I've got a good feeling about this book. I think I've read this book before and I think I really liked it. And I think it was something to do with the universe and universal laws and stuff like that. And I thought, actually, this sounds perfect. I didn't read the cover. I just put it, I had my hands full of stuff and I just put it on top. And then I went outside, right? And I get into the spa and I realize, hang on 1 second. Sorry, I just had to remove Buddy. He was being a puppy, distracting me. I realised that I left my phone inside. So I thought, bummer. Now I'm not going to be able to sit in the spa and just go on my phone and just, you know how sometimes you just like to mindlessly scroll. And I thought, okay. And so I just didn't have any choice but to read this book. So I pick it up. And I'm just looking around the room for it now so I can tell you what it's called. Oh, it's called The Universe Always Has a Plan. And I think the subtitle was 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. Now, don't ask me where I got this book from. Don't ask me how long I've had it. Turns out I've partially read it before because I had dog-eared pages, which is not like me. No idea where I got it or how long I'd had it. And I just thought, okay then, no problem. I'll just read it like it's something to do while I'm in the spa. And you know what? This book has changed my life. And I'm not even saying that lightly. This book has changed my life. It's by a spiritual healer by the name of Matt Kahn, K for kitten, A for apple, H for Harry, N for Nelly. Don't worry, I went ahead and I searched him up on Instagram, but he's doing different things now. He's talking all about love now and stuff like that. But he wrote this book years ago. And I think he should have stayed with it because it's so powerful. And anyway, the very first chapter of the book was entitled, like, Golden Rule number 1, you've done nothing wrong. And I thought, oh yeah, here we go, because I'm such a skeptic, right? And anyway, I'm reading it. And I won't spoil it for you or anything like that. Don't worry, because I know there'll be somebody that wants to get the book, so I don't want to ruin it. But basically, it was talking about how anytime you've got a problem, and let's say in the business, anytime you've got a problem in the business, maybe there's a difficult customer, maybe there's a difficult client, maybe there's an issue, whatever it is, that causes you to feel triggered, that causes you to feel anxious or nervous or, I don't know, traumatized perhaps, because it can happen. And I want to honor that because it's really big and it did happen to me. This chapter of this book was suggesting that, hey, you know what, you have done nothing wrong. And it was talking about how you needed to have that experience in order to expand into the version of you that you need to become, right? You need to have that experience in order to expand into the version of you that you need to become. And I read that passage so many times, and I was thinking about how this money issue has repeated in my life so many times. And I thought, it's because I didn't learn the lesson. That's why it keeps coming. My old coach, James, he was saying, the universe will keep giving you the same lesson until you learn it. And your business cannot expand. Your business cannot grow. You can't do all the things that you want to do and receive all the things that you want to receive if you're not able to handle it. And so this is the purpose of you getting these lessons. It's to teach you how to handle things when they happen, because if you're showing the universe you can't handle these things, the universe isn't going to give you more. So if you're showing the universe, hey, I don't know how to handle my money, the universe isn't going to give you more money, and it will keep you stuck at that glass ceiling, like what was happening with me. Or if you're showing the universe, hey, I don't value my own worth, so I undercharge knowingly, and then the universe is going to support that and send you clients who also don't see your worth and who also don't want to pay you what your service is worth. Do you see what I mean? So it was really helpful to see this, and in black and white. And what I really also appreciated very much about the chapter was that it was quite a short chapter, which is good for me because I can be a quick reader, but when I want to really absorb something, I want to simmer on it. I want to ruminate. I want to read the sentence, put the book down, think about the sentence, think about what it means. I really want to soak it all in, every single word. But he includes a mantra and an exercise in every single chapter. And the mantra for this, I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it's something along the lines of, in order to be who I need to become, things couldn't have happened any other way. So I'll just say that again. In order to be who I need to become, things couldn't have happened any other way. And this leads into an opening of self-compassion, right? Because now you see from a broader perspective, oh, I needed all these shitty things to happen in my business so that I could learn how to handle them, so that I could be mature about it. And then when I can show the universe I can handle it and be mature about it and be responsible and everything, I don't need that lesson anymore. And my business is going to grow. My business is going to expand. So that was the first thing. But this idea of self-compassion and this mantra really does open up your heart to self-compassion. You're like, okay, I can see it. These things did need to happen in order for me to grow. These things did need to happen. These things, not that everything's destiny, but maybe these things were put in my path to help me. But I didn't see it at the time. What I saw at the time was a challenge, a struggle, a situation I didn't want to be in, something that made me shut down, contract, restrict, all those kinds of things. It made all my self-talk be like, I'm not good enough, I've let someone down, I'm not a nice person, they're going to think I'm a mean person. And then if everybody thinks I'm a mean, you know how you just spiral? So by using this particular mantra, what it does is it alleviates all of that and says, no, hang on, all that stuff needed to happen for you to get to where you are now. It just makes so much sense. So in reading that chapter, I was able to, I know this is going to sound so, you're going to say, no, couldn't have, not just from reading one chapter of a book, but I, hand on my heart, you can't see it, but hand on my heart, this chapter changed my money story forever. I think this and having had that coaching session, and I'm going to have another one as well, because I believe, and she does too, that it takes about 6 months to properly shift things. I will be working with her once a month. Well, there's 5 more appointments left. I can't wait. To do things that are going to support me. And you know me, I love the masculine and the feminine, so everything I've said to her, I need to do it through the masculine and the feminine approach. And I said, this is so important to me. So of course I'm revamping systems, revamping processes, looking at automations, doing all of those things so that the feminine can feel supported and safe and taken care of. Like she doesn't have to worry about money and dealing with it, because it's all just happening in the background. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and I can't tell you, I've never felt more free. In fact, there's a situation that I've been also dealing with recently that normally would be very, very triggering, that would normally send my anxiety through the roof, because I don't want to let people down, I don't want to be seen as mean and horrible, all those kinds of things. But guess what? I didn't even get anxious about it when it happened. And it's just since reading this book. So, I don't know. It's worked. I think it's a combination of that and the money coach that I spoke to. And I know that there's a lot more work to do and that it's not all finished. But guess what happened after that? So, a couple of days after that, I get 2 dream clients. 2 dream clients, and they were amazing. So what did I do last week that stopped me from recording my podcast episodes? I'll tell you, I prioritized my 2 dream clients and I gave so much of myself that I just loved it. So what was happening was these 2 dream clients just came out of the blue. Poop, I don't even know how they found me. Just poop out of the blue. And I got to do things that I normally do. I love to do them, but they're not my day-to-day work, right? And so for one guy, it was making his website, it was making his brochure, it was writing his copy for his Psychology Today profile, it was creating his logo for his brand, creating his brand colors and mood boards and all of that sort of stuff. For the other person, for her, it was like setting up all her systems for her private practice with things like Power Diary. And do you know what? I just had so much fun with it. And it was so great. Like, they both approached me almost on the same day. They would have been within 24 hours of each other. And when they asked me, hey, can you do this for me? My initial response was, no, I'm a business coach. Well, that's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, why would they be asking me to do this? Like, I'm a business coach. And anyway, I was like, yeah, I don't know, And they're like, oh, please. And then I just thought, well, do you know what? I only work mornings, so, and I don't work that hard either. Like, I have to say, Monday mornings is when I do my coaching calls, sometimes on a Tuesday morning, and then maybe I'll see 2 at a push, 3 clients a week. So really, my time's my own. And then I just thought, well, I guess if they're really needing it and they're really wanting it, it's nothing for me to go and make a website. It's nothing for me to go and make a brochure and design all of that. It's nothing for me to do, brand boards for people. And so I was just like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll help you out. And anyway, it was so great because I was like, I charge by the hour and this is my hourly fee. And if you want me to do this thing for you, then yeah, you'll be paying by the hour. And they're both like, yeah, that's fine. And so what happened was I was working and then giving them updates And then they were like, oh, can I have another hour? Because I really like that. And now can you make me some social media templates? I'll pay for another hour. Can I have another hour? And I need, this many templates. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. The money came into my Stripe account immediately. And this was just how it went. And I couldn't believe it. And then somebody else, she was like, oh, hey, I've got some photos. Can you edit these photos and can you put them on my website? And I was like, well, I can, but we're out of time at the moment. She's like, that's okay. I'm transferring the money now. I'm going to buy one more hour. I was like, okay, no problem. And I was editing her photos and then putting them on her website and writing copy for them and doing all this. And I loved it. I loved it. I was in total flow all last week. It was probably about 6 days. And I was just in total flow. I was just on. And you know what it's like? You sit down and you're in that flow state. You don't even want to get up for lunch. You don't even want to get up to the toilet. Like, it was an inconvenience to go to the toilet because I was just so loving it. And then it was so interesting because I finished up both of their projects on the same day. Both of their projects finished on Sunday. And I was just saying to myself, oof, that was like, I feel exhausted, but in a really good way. Like, it was energizing work. I really, really loved it. And anyway, I said to one of the clients, hey, I really loved doing this work. And he goes, yeah, you should definitely offer it to people. We wouldn't be the only ones that need this kind of help. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I was like, okay. And then I was thinking, so yeah, I made up this little offer. I made up this little service and I shared it in my groups yesterday, I think it was. Just letting them know that this is now available. And it's so great to get inquiries and people booking time. And I'm loving it. And this is the other thing that I realized last night when I was in bed. I thought to myself, oh my gosh, you never know where the money's going to come from, do you? It's like now this money block has shifted. You set an intention, right, for your business. You're like, oh, this is my intention for the business. And of course, you want to help people. Of course, you want to be visible so that you can help people. Of course, you need good marketing so that you can help people. But basically, it's about helping people. And I believe that if you help first, the money comes second, right? I think that's where a lot of health and wellness professionals get it wrong. They're like after the money first. They want they want the booking now, and then they help. But I see it differently. I feel like you got to help first and then the money will come. And anyway, I realized that, yeah, it reminded me of when you are intentionally manifesting, you're intentionally co-creating. You say, this is my intention. This is what I want to experience. This is what I want to receive. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to have. And we say that your job is never the how, that these things are going to show up in divine timing, in their own way, when it's right for you, in the highest good for you and of all others, right? And so I think that this experience last week of doing this sort of non-coaching stuff, it was more, I don't know, I just felt like I was getting paid to play. Like I was in my element, I have to tell you. And I said to them, I'm in my element. Like, I am loving this. And they were like, yeah, you're really good at it. Keep going. Can we have another hour? I was like, okay. So we're like feeding off each other. And it was just so good. And I'm just so thankful. And yeah, it's so true that sometimes you just focus on getting clients in private practice, or if you're, in a health and wellness business, maybe you're focused on getting those Reiki clients or your yoga clients or, whoever it is that you're helping. But, don't cut off your nose to spite your face, because what's on the other side of helping those clients, if it is money or if it is fulfillment or if it is something else, that money or that fulfillment or whatever it is can come to you in all kinds of ways. Booking a client is only one way. Yep. Or providing a yoga service is only one way, or providing a Reiki service is only one way. But there are other ways that you can have those things that you want, and it's not up to you to figure that out. The universe will show you the ways and deliver those ways to you, like it did to me this week. But as I said, I think it could have only happened because over the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of shift and focus on money mindset for me. Like, I'm seriously doing the work, and I'm not even meditating around it. I do, well, let's be honest, I think I've done like 2 visualizations on it. I find visualizations challenging because I'm more clairsentient. I just kind of know things and feel things, and you know, all those. I find it hard to visualize things. But anyway, the reason that I was saying about my pa coming through, like Victor coming through with that, the medium, was because I really feel like my pa guided me to that book, and I really felt to take into the spa, and I really feel like my pa guided me to leave the mobile phone inside where I couldn't get it. So I had to give this book my full attention, and I'm so pleased that I did. And yeah, just so grateful and so thankful. So this is what's been happening in my world, and isn't it interesting, because you just never know what's going to happen. But I just wonder if I didn't have that awareness of, okay, now's the time. I do need to do something about this money mindset. I do need to shift my glass ceiling now. It is the right time for me to do that. If I hadn't had that awareness, and I hadn't had that coaching session, and I hadn't, read that book and all those kinds of things, would I have had those experiences that I had last week? And I've got to tell you, I honestly don't believe I would, because I wasn't open enough. I wasn't ready enough. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you so that you didn't think I wasn't doing anything. I was super busy working on myself, but also helping these 2 clients who I just love so much. And I'm so thankful that the universe sent them my way. Really so thankful that the universe sent them my way. And thankful too that I didn't realize I need more variety. So it was really, I'm just really thankful that I got to experience what variety can look like for me in my business in a way that feels easy, feels light and joyful and creative and happy, and I get to do it on my terms. Like, both of these clients, they didn't need a Zoom session with me. There was none of that. It all happened on Messenger. They booked me on Messenger. They were buying hours on Messenger. They were giving me instructions on Messenger. I was giving them the feedback on Messenger. It all happened on Messenger. I have no idea who these 2 people are. And it was just amazing. Well, I do have an idea who these 2 people are, but you know what I mean. Like, it was just so easy, and I had no micromanaging, nothing. It was just like, yeah, you're trusted to do this because we know that you're going to do it to a high standard. And it was my highest joy to be able to do that. And then as I was sending them things, they were like, oh, this is so good. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is better than I expected. All of that. So, which encouraged me to want to do more and to want to do an even better job and stuff like that. So it was a big week. So anyway, what else is on that's happening behind the scenes in my practice, and it's probably happening with yours too, is I'm toying up with whether or not to do 12 days of Christmas. I did it last year, but I didn't do it very well. It took a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and a lot of time. And if you ask me again, I'd say don't do a 12 days of Christmas. But part of me is thinking maybe I want to, because I've grown so much and I know so much more than I did 12 months ago, that I think I could handle it and I think I could do a good job of it. But the other part of me is saying, no, I've got a big January and February coming up because we're relaunching PP 101, and PP 101 is getting a massive upgrade, as is, don't worry, you don't have to pay for it. It's not going to affect you. If you're already a member, you get the upgrade complimentary. What else was going to say? Oh, and Marketing with Soul is getting a massive upgrade as well. And yeah, so you know what it's like when you're launching online programs and stuff like that. It requires a lot of work. So I've mapped everything out in my beautiful Google Calendar, and I know exactly what I'm doing on every day, but every day's got tasks, and it looks like a lot. For somebody like me who's used to seeing a lot of white space, all of a sudden there's a lot of coloured lines everywhere on my diary. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get through this? So yeah, I think maybe I'll skip 12 days of Christmas. I mean, don't quote me on it, but there's that. There's, as I said, upgrades coming, overhauls coming, looking at how we manage the groups. So I've got 2 free groups. Now, one of them I run Facebook ads to in a roundabout way through a lead magnet. I run Facebook ads to it. And the other one is I don't do any advertising for at all. That's Australian Counsellors in Private Practice Online. So I'm looking at, should I merge those groups? Should I keep them separate? I'm also thinking about how can I serve those communities better, because to be honest, I'm not happy with how infrequently I show up there. I'm more just like holding a container for people to connect with each other. So they're great communities. They're very active and vibrant communities, but I want to show up more. I want to have more of a presence. So I'm looking at how can I do that in a way that feels comfortable for me. So one of the things I've done, and keep it in mind, they're free groups, right? So, and I value my time very, very much. So one of the things that I've decided to do, and I just put posts up in the group about it today so we can start in January, is I'm starting, it's just something little, but it's a way that I can contribute more. It's a thread for questions that people are having about private practice, like starting one, running one, growing one, marketing one, all the things. And yeah, if they just leave their question in the thread, then at the end of the month, I will do a video answering each of the questions, and then I'll just share that video into the group. So I think that that's probably one way that I could really help my communities and show up. And because from a business perspective, I'm growing and investing so much of my time in these communities for a reason. Like, I want people to get to know me so that they can see how I can help them. If they are going to start a practice, or if they do want to do something like create an additional stream of income for their private practice, I want to teach them how to do that. I want them to know I'm the one that they can come to for those kinds of things. And that's not going to happen if I'm not in there talking about them. And it's not going to happen if I'm not in there connecting with people. So this is going to be a focus of my next year. Like, how can I be more present in my free groups and really utilize those? I mean, just to break it down, if you're a Facebook ad person, I think I pay, now keep in mind, this is a really good amount. You're going to say, no, it's not, but it is a really good amount. I pay anywhere from 80 cents to $1.10 for a lead for Facebook, for my free Facebook group, Counsellors Connect Australia. So it means each new person that comes in cost my business about a dollar, right? And what's happening is I am meant to be nurturing those newcomers into my world. I'm meant to be looking after those groups. I'm meant to be mothering and looking after and making everyone feel welcome and doing the things. I'm meant to be showing my face. I'm meant to be getting known. I'm meant to be, nurturing my community, and I'm just not. So it's costing money. And I'm not getting return yet from those groups to the level I would like, and I've identified that. So that's something that's going to happen. There are other things that are going on behind the scenes as well. Like, of course, I've mapped out everything for 2024 I'm only relaunching Private Practice 101, and it's going to launch twice. I'm not going to launch any other of my programs or products. The other thing I want to do with my upgrades is, of course, update all my sales pages, my email welcome sequences, all my workflows, all those kinds of things, the things that you get in your inbox, that you might read quickly, but it's something that's taken me time and energy and love and all of that to create. And then you're going to get one the next day, and again, as the same thing. So I really want to make everybody feel welcome and safe and loved, and all those kinds of things. So I'm just planning what this is going to look like without overwhelming myself, because as you know, I've got memberships galore and products galore, and if you're in my world, you've got access to a dashboard, and you'll see there's always new things being added to that, based on what your requests are. So there's lots of things. So we'll be removing some products that just aren't moving and selling, and introducing new ones at some point. But I think next year is really about systems and automations. I think that's going to be my big focus. And something else is I'm going to start another membership, and I'm really excited to let you know all about it down the track, but I don't want to talk about it just yet. So anyway, that's that. Are you sorry you asked? I know it's such a long drawn out little question, isn't it? About where were you last week? Well, that's where I was, and that's what I've been doing. So yeah, still work to do, but loving it, and definitely feeling like something has shifted, and really, really excited for what the future holds for the business, and really, 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 really excited to have had a breakthrough and then be implementing, because this is the other thing. And I see this all the time with people that I supervise, with people that I mentor, with people that I coach. There'll be moments where they have these great breakthroughs, but then they don't do anything with it. And it's just like they get addicted to the breakthrough, and it's like, oh, I want another breakthrough. Oh, I want another aha moment. Oh, I want the next thing. I want the next thing. It's like, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, it does feel good when you have that aha moment and something just clicks, but you can't just be living for ahas. You've got to actually do something with them. And so I'm leading by example here in a way, I guess, because I'm showing you what it looks like behind the scenes for me. I've had the aha. I've got an idea of what I need to do. I'm taking conscious action, but I'm also open to inspired action. Okay, like I could have said no to those people last week because it's not really on my menu of services and things like that, but I felt inspired to say yes, so I went with it, and look what happened. I had this amazing week emotionally. It was one of the most fulfilling weeks I've had in a very, very long time. So yeah, anyway, that's it. So what else is happening? Well, tonight Buddy's got school, as you know, and then on Friday night at his doggy daycare, we've got his very first Christmas party. I'm so excited about it. Not sure what to take. I'm sure it's probably going to be bring a plate or something. Not sure what to take, so I might have to look at some healthy dog biscuits or something like that. Yes, he's going to wear a costume, but I don't want to do anything too out there. I'm thinking maybe he might just wear a little tie that's sort of in the tartan, you know, in the Christmas colours, and maybe it's got a little bell on it or something. I don't know. I don't know how he'd go wearing reindeer antlers or anything like that. I'm not sure I want to do that to the little fella. But anyway, it's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? And he's been doing so well with his training. And guess what else? His hair is starting to come through thicker now. So my sister used to be a vet nurse, and she said to me it's called feathering. So when the puppies almost get to the point where they've stopped growing, their hair starts growing properly. So he's like, I know the puppy hair was kind of thin and it was still long, but now it's coming thicker and it's really nice. It's really, really nice. And yeah, I just love this little guy so much. He's the best little puppy in the whole world. And yeah, that's about me. I need to go and get a drink now. So I'm drinking lemon tea from T2 at the moment, which I'm just loving. I'm not affiliated with them, don't worry. But I really, really like it. I think it's called Lemony Snippet or Lemony Snicket. It's a play on words, as you can appreciate, but it's really, really good if you like a lemon drink. Yeah. Anyway, have a really wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening to this episode. And of course, thank you so much for being part of my world. If you like my podcast, I would love for you to leave a review if you've got a minute to do it. If you don't, I understand, totally get it. That's fine. Just the reason that I'm asking is just because it will help this podcast get heard by more people, and that's really important to me. because I love helping. And if you have a request for the podcast, for topics, please let me know. One request came through recently on the topic of transference and counter-transference in therapy. So I'm absolutely happy to do a podcast episode on that. And I just want to say congratulations to everyone who's been opening up their practices in PP 101, especially like doing it in a time where it's really challenging with cost of living and stuff like that. But there are people in Private Practice 101 who have opened practices to paying clients using the approach that they've acquired now. And I'm just so proud of them, and so excited for them. And if they can do it during a difficult time like this, you can do it too. Like, the offer's there. If you want the help, you know where to go. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. I hope that you loved this episode as much as I loved putting it together for you. To get more resources to help you in your private practice, head over to Instagram. My handle is @theprivatepracticecoach. And also, if you want more inquiries and referrals for your business, let me know. I have a program called Clients on Demand that opens every quarter, and I can absolutely get you some information for that as well. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. Bye.